Hey guys, how's it going? I hope you're doing really well as always. Welcome back to the channel. And I guess I'm going to level with you guys today because I've got literally no video planned for this week. And I didn't have one planned last week either. So I absolutely hate it where like a week goes by and I don't manage to get a video out. Some of you may have seen that I've been putting some like shorts out on my Instagram and on my YouTube channel as well. But you know, I hate it when a week goes by and I don't get an actual video out for you guys. So apologies there, I guess. So what I thought we'd do today in the absence of time and maybe inspiration, I guess, is we're going to do like a little bit of an unboxing video because I bought some stuff guitar related last week, and I guess it's a bit of a sort of a channel update as well. So if you want to see what I've got and you wonder why this is up here, stick around. It's going to be a bit of a sort of a loose one today. So yeah, if you're up for it, stick around. So last week I bought some bits and pieces for my guitars. I thought it would serve as a little bit of an insight for you guys just to see what I'm using. And there's some different stuff here as well, which is why I thought I'd make the video as well. Stuff that I haven't used before, sort of, you'll see. And some stuff that I've been using for a little while. So I've had questions off some of you guys before in terms of like what strings and stuff do I use. Today, I'll probably answer those questions for you. So let's go. So I wanted to get this video out for you guys last Friday, actually. But I've had to order the stuff that I wanted from two separate shops, and one came before the other, and I've had to wait all weekend for the other one to come. So that's why it's happening today. So before I go any further as well, I'm not sponsored by any of these companies or anything. There's no paid promotions in this video. I bought everything myself, and this is just what I choose to use. Okay, so we're going to start with the DPD one first, I guess. Let's take a look. I don't even remember what I've bought. So let's take a nose. So there you go. There's that. Right, what have we got? Single strings. Wonder why. Right, okay, I'm going to start with the single string stuff first. Oh yeah, I got custom 48s as well. Okay, like I said, oops, there goes that. God, extremely professional, right? Okay, let's start with the D'Addarios, right? So, as you guys know, I play in quite a lot of low tunings, especially for my band, The Lost Cause. And we play in drop A tuning, so that means, of course, heavier string gauges, right? Usually my go-to has been these D'Addario 12 through to 60. So you've got 12, 16, 20, 34, 46, and 60 on the bottom. We were in the recording studio about 3 weeks ago now, recording 2 new songs. Keep an eye. And for some reason, maybe I knew about it, maybe I didn't, maybe it was laziness, I don't know. My low 6 string just was not holding the A at all, and I was constantly having to like tune it up. And the producer, he just said to me, you need a thicker string on there. 60 is quite a heavy gauge as it is, but these packs, they say like optimized for drop C tuning. Man, I can't imagine playing in drop C with a 12 on the top and the 60 on the bottom. That's pretty, I mean, I guess like a drop B, that I've used these for drop B before. That's absolutely fine. But I've got kind of like a light touch when it comes to bending and stuff. So I can't imagine bending like a 12 in D standard or drop C, I guess. So the problem is because I'm quite awkward and I've got a bit of a light touch and I'm really awkward with strings, I thought, right, well, I don't want to move up a gauge, because what happens is when you start to go heavier than this sort of pack is the third string tends to be wound. So sort of like the next gauge up from this, you've got a wound third string, which is like not for me at all, just in terms of feel and stuff. I think I've tried it before, absolutely hated it. So I need a plain third string. So that sent me down the rabbit hole investigating what strings I should be using. Again, yeah, usually I like to find stuff and just stick to it. I hate experimenting with different strings and stuff like that, which is why you don't see a whole lot of reviews on this channel. If any, in fact, apart from the stuff I've done with my guitars. So yeah, so I wanted to stick with these, but I thought, why don't I just stick a heavier, and again, lose my stuff. There we go. Why don't I just stick a heavier string on the bottom, because that was where the problem was. So I've gone for a 66. I was thinking of going to a 68, but I'm concerned that my nut isn't wide enough to get a 68 through it, okay? I don't know if you guys have had it before, gone and bought really heavy strings in complete innocence, and then tried to run it through the nut at the top of your guitar, and like it won't go through, right? So I thought I'd just start with a 66. There are 2 single strings there for each of the 12 through 60 packs. So I guess I'm just going to bin the 60 off. Maybe keep them in case of breakages or whatever. But I'm going to stick these on as normal and just replace the bottom with a 66. If the 66 doesn't handle the A quite as well, I'm just going to go to a 68 and see if I can try and push it through the nut carefully. I'm not even sure if the 66 is going to go through. And the reason why I keep looking over here is because the guitar I'm talking about is up on the wall there. But yeah, we'll see. So there you go. There's the D'Addarios. D'Addarios are my string of choice, by the way, in case anybody's wondering. I'd love to play D'Addario exclusively, actually, because they're just the strings that work for me. I think they're the best sounding strings. They're the most comfortable. But there's certain gauges that just don't do, so I've had to look elsewhere. So there you go. So another sort of takeaway from all this as well is you can get single strings now. You know, you can even build your own set on Strings Direct. You can buy like all single strings. So if you're struggling to get strings that are right for you for certain tunings and stuff, if you live in the UK, just go on Strings Direct and you can just pick what strings you want, and you can choose from wound strings to plain strings to all the gauges you can think of. So that's the route I'm going down now. And we'll see. I also wanted to give this a try because I've started using my Explorer, my Epiphone Explorer a little bit more. I've started to tune that down to drop A, even though it's really not built for it. But sometimes you just need a bit of a change with the guitars that you're using. It's just a feel thing. That struggles with holding low tunings quite a bit. So I'm hoping if I roll with these and I stick the 66 on the bottom, I might get a little bit more stability. So we'll see. Your guess is as good as mine on this one. So that's the D'Addario stuff. So next, Ernie Ball, I guess. Right, okay. Disclaimer. I'm going to be careful because I know a lot of you guys love Ernie Ball, including you, Matt, if you're watching this. Right, I'm not a huge lover of Ernie Ball, okay? But I'm going to be a bit of a hypocrite here. I absolutely love their Turbo Slinkies just because of the feel. D'Addario do a 9.5, but the gauges from that are just not the same. I've been using these exclusively for standard tuning for the last couple of years, I guess. But the only problem is with these is I find the 46 on the bottom a little bit too light. So again, I've kind of gone down the same idea of what I'm doing with the heavy gauges, and I've bought some 48s. Okay, so the Turbo Slinkies, if you've not used them, 9.5, 12, 16, 26, 36, 46. It's the 46 that I'm struggling with when I'm starting to speed up, especially because I'm using like piano wire the majority of the time for strings, right? For like my drop A stuff, drop B stuff, and whatever. When I'm coming back around to like my Snakebite, for instance, it's just feeling too slinky, I guess, or too skinny. So I thought I'd buy some single 48s and give them a try. I didn't want to go to the 50 because I think that would be too much for standard tuning. So I'm going to go with a 48. If you're wondering why I haven't bought 2 packs of these, by the way, I've got another pack sat in the drawer behind me. So that 48 will go with that. That 48 will go with that. So, yeah, not really the biggest Ernie Ball fan, just in terms of tone and stuff like that. I prefer the sound and the feel of the D'Addarios. But as far as these strings go, I genuinely can't fault them. It does kind of feel really wasteful not using the bottom strings on all these packs, but again, you got to play with what's right. And like I said, with the tuning issues I was having in the studio the other week, it really showed me up, I guess you could say. So this is something I've been putting off for a while, and I kind of want to get it right now. I've been very happy with the strings that I'm using up until this point, but it's just the bottom strings, man. I just need to get a little bit more tightness on the lower end. So there you go. So there's the Ernie Ball stuff. So following on from the Ernie Ball stuff, the last thing that came in this package is picks. A lot of you guys have asked me about what picks I use. Again, seems really silly as not being a real hardcore Ernie Ball guy. I've been using the Everlast Ernie Balls for the last 2 years, maybe. Basically, what happened was we went into lockdown and the pandemic hit. I was not playing guitar properly prior to that at all, right? I'd have sort of like a mess around on the weekends and stuff, but, you know, just clean reverby guitar messing around and stuff. Nothing serious. When lockdown happened and I lost my job, and it was kind of like, okay, let's reevaluate what we're going to do. And I had all this spare time on my hands. Thought maybe I want to start playing properly again and you know, sharpening up. So I kind of had a fresh start, right? I thought, right, like almost like a new tools, new job kind of thing. I went and bought like all nice guitar cleaning kits to clean my guitars up. New picks. I wanted to investigate my picking because it was an absolute mess. I mean, you guys have seen me doing the covers. Screaming Fire, for instance. You go in the description on that video, there's a big old spiel on there from me saying, like, this is an achievement because, like, a couple of months ago, I wouldn't have been able to do this. I had to start from scratch with my playing when I started playing again seriously. So, yeah, so I went down the route of, like, getting, like, all new strings, cleaning stuff. And I wanted to find a pick that was going to last me. Like I said, I hate dancing around with different accessories, different string gauges, different picks, different gear. I'm very much of the school of buy once, buy to last, and stick to what you know. So, for instance, when I pick my pickup, I don't want to be thinking about it. I just want to take it to the strings and start playing and not have to think about it. So, again, Matt the Riffmaster, being a huge Ernie Ball guy himself, he did like a review on the Everlast picks. And I thought, okay. Because I was using Jim Root picks at the time, the Dunlops, I think they were, the oversized Jazz Masters. They were cool and everything for like really tight sort of like leady playing. But when it came to the rhythm guitar playing, because the point on them is so fine, they were just so unforgiving, like really unforgiving. So at that point, when I was starting again and my playing was just an absolute mess, I needed a little less point on the end. It was just too articulate. So I just started investigating like normal pick shapes, you know, like these guys. Matt did that video, and I just went in with the .88s, and I've been using them ever since. What I will say, and I've been meaning to maybe do a video on this for a while, the word Everlast. I don't know about you guys, if you guys use these. They do not last forever. I'll go through 3 of these a week. I play a lot. You got to bear in mind, I'm a guitar teacher, and when I'm not teaching, I'm doing this sort of thing, my YouTube channel, my band and stuff. Like, for instance, we recorded a music video for our latest single 2 weekends ago, I think it was, or maybe less, I can't even remember. By the end of it, my pick was just ground out, and that was just from playing the song over and over again. But like I said, that entire session, the pick was just ground away. So I find these don't ever last, personally, but I love the feel of them. I love the grip. The .88s have got the right amount of bite for me. I used to roll with .73 on the Dunlop stuff, which was really good, but there's something about the feel of these that I really like. Do they last forever? Hell no. Absolutely not. Like I said, I'll find that even after a day of playing, the M will wear out. Some people aren't as picky as I am. I'm going to throw my hand up there. If I start to see the end going on, it's like, well, I'm not playing at my optimum now because, you know, the tip, it's starting to blunt out, so therefore I'm not getting the precision and the articulation that I need. So I'm really sort of like OCD about it, but hey, it's personal preference, right? Would I recommend them? Yes, I absolutely love the feel. There's 12 in a pack here. I've been using these for absolute ages, but do they last forever? In my experience, absolutely not, and I'm not a particularly hard player, so go figure on that one. They do have other gauges available as well. Wear-resistant Derlen picks for every player. Wear-resistant. Oh, man, right, as a matter of fact. So I'm going to show you now, as a matter of fact. Okay, so here's a pick that I've been using. I'm going to try and be as honest as possible with you guys here, so let's crack into this. I'm going to take a picture. Yeah, so Jazz, if you're watching this now, take a picture and remember to put it in the video. Right, you guys probably won't be able to see it from there, so I will put a picture in. That's a brand new pick. Okay, brand new Ernie Ball Everlast pick. This is the same size, right? Yeah. This is less than a week's worth of wear, I guarantee to you. Because I'm constantly watching it, because like I said, when I'm doing my lessons online back to back, or playing them, I'm constantly watching it going down. And yeah, to me, I don't know how anybody could market that as Everlast when that is less than a week's worth of wear. I don't know. Personally, you know, I'm not saying I've been playing it for like 12 hours or anything like that straight. But that, I've never had picks wear out that fast on me, I won't lie. So, I don't know, am I a little bit obsessive on like, you know, wanting that sort of like sharp tip on that? I don't know, but to me, that's not lasting forever. Just personal preference. But I use them because I like the feel of them, and whatever. Maybe at some point I'll investigate another pick brand, but like I said, because I've been used to these for so long and I like the feel of them in my hand, I don't want to swap out again because I've built, I don't want to say a playing style, but I've built my playing whilst using these picks, so I don't want to have to reevaluate again. Like I said, I like to find what I like, stick to it, and that's it, and not have to think about it. So I don't know, good picks for me personally. Absolutely love the feel, love the attack on them against the strings, but yeah, like I said, they to me they don't do what they say on the tin, but I think it's too late for me now to switch, so hey ho. And there you go, there's a little bit of an exclusive for you on what's happening with The Lost Cause at the minute. We've just filmed a music video and we've just recorded some songs in the recording studio as well, so keep an eye out for that stuff. The next single shouldn't be too long, so for all you guys who are waiting on more Lost Cause, it's coming real soon, I promise, and the best is yet to come, which is very typical to say, but I personally think so anyway. Right, so this I had to wait a bit longer for. Like I said, if I'd have got all this on the Friday, this video would have been out by now, but so I'll explain. So you're probably wondering what this is doing here. That's my pedal board for my camper. This is what I use to record a lot of stuff with. This is what I use live. Sat at home, this is absolutely brilliant. I can just sit here and just switch all my sounds to my heart's content. It's got the tuner on it, and it's a great piece of kit that runs directly into the camper. But the last show for A Lost Cause, I kept standing on the wrong bank when I was going to switch sounds, and it was really stressing me out. Like I was having a bad show that night. The sound wasn't great. And if any one of you guys out there, you know, you play live shows and stuff, I think everybody knows that, you know, every show isn't like 100%. We did really well with our first show, which was like back in May or something like that. We got lucky because the stage was so big and the lighting was great. The sound was incredible. And I knew not to sort of get used to that, especially for like a new starting band. But that second show, just for me personally, like I couldn't hear myself in the mic for my vocals. And like I said, the biggest problem, I kept standing on the wrong bank. So along here, you've got all your different sound. This is no problem really going back and forth between these guys. So, you know, I'll have like a heavy tone right here, then a reverby lead tone, and then like a clean tone. And they're only sort of like the three sounds that I go back and forth between. But we have one song where everything transposes down. Okay, so we have like a breakdown where everything drops in pitch. And in order to do that, I have to hit the transposer, which is stored in this bank up here, right? So that knocks my guitar down. And then after that, I hit it again and the guitar goes back up to normal tuning. Right. That guitar part is like, I have to be quite on it, and it happens twice throughout the song. And it's a very sort of like quick sort of thing. And I just found that in the heat of battle, plus I'm doing like backup vocals as well, I just found that I just kept stepping on the wrong thing, being clumsy. So I went and bought a bunch of these from, I think these came from Strings Direct. Yeah, all the other stuff came from GAC. So what I said earlier about buying single strings and stuff, I got that off GAC as well, guitar amps, keyboards, so you can get them there as well. This came from Strings Direct because GAC just didn't have these, I don't think. So what are these? Blue foot switch toppers, 5 pieces per bag. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And I have bought 3 packs, so I'm going to have 1 spare, which is cool. And yeah, so what these are designed to do, I'll break into this, is I think give you a little bit more, yeah, that's good. Make it a little bit more forgiving. And you don't have to be quite as sort of like on point with your switching. So they just set on your switches like that. I think it was Jamie Slayers I saw who was using these originally. I think he went wild and got all different colors. Me, I'm super Mr. Boring, so I just got all blue, right? But yeah, this is going to make life a lot easier. And there you have it. So yeah, I think that's going to make life a little bit easier now. It's not going to be as much effort to like step on my sounds, especially for that transpose part. Going back and forth between clean tones in the set has been absolutely no problem. I'm just along this bank here. And when my foot's coming on, I've not got really a whole lot to get past. It's just straight onto the pedal, or the switch even, I should say, sorry. But up here, what was happening is my transpose is here, right? So I was coming up and I was hitting that, but at the same time I was managed to knock this here. And what that does is that knocks your banks up and down, so you've got your rows. So obviously I've got like a couple of banks that I use for each thing that I do, and it kept knocking me down into the wrong bank, like I was saying. So hopefully that's going to solve the problem, because there's going to be a lot less effort in pushing that down. And also when it's dark and stuff and you're on stage and you're looking down, it's going to be a little bit more obvious where the switches are. So hopefully that's a solution to that problem right there. Maybe it doesn't look as great. I don't know. Maybe you guys think it looks better. But yeah, I can tell automatically that that's going to be a solution to a really annoying problem that I've had. So there you go. So there's the Mooer. How do we pronounce that? Mooer. Mooer. Stuff. Devin Townsend. I'm a huge Devin Townsend fan. He has an Ocean Machine reverb pedal, which is built by Mooer. And I think I'm still pronouncing that wrong. And that would be the dream, to get my hands on one of those one day, because as you guys know, if you've been on this channel for a while, I absolutely love my reverb. But I don't know how I'd quite integrate into this, because this already does a lot of cool reverby stuff that I need. But anyways, that's by the by. So yeah, I think that's a worthy investment right there, and that's going to save me a lot of headaches and potential embarrassment where it comes to the big heavy drop in the song. You'll see what I mean when it comes out, and I end up hitting a clean tone instead or whatever. Quite anticlimactic. So there we go. So there you go, guys. That's all the stuff that I've bought. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of an insight into some of the stuff that I'm using at the minute. And this with the pedal board, it's such a simple fix. So I'm really looking forward to like using that in a live situation. Also looking forward to getting this 66 on the bottom for my drop A tuning. So we'll see what that turns out like. People will probably argue with me that like the 12, you know, the other strings, the 12, the 16, the 20 and all that is probably too light for drop A, but I like the feel of it. I hate super tense, tight strings. It's just difficult to bend. Not only bending, but it's the vibrato as well. Like when you're trying to give it a bit of a shake, when it's too tight, I just find it really reins in expression. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to blending that with that. And like I said, guys, that's a really cool thing for you. If you're struggling with getting a string set that's right for you, you can buy custom gauges. You don't have to stick with D'Addario if you don't want to. Ernie Ball are doing it. Look, you've got the individual packaging right there, you know, for the single strings, and you can mix and match all different string gauges and create your own sets. Yeah, it's probably going to be a bit more expensive that way, but for peace of mind and playability, I definitely think it's worth just spending the extra bit. So there we go. So there we go, guys. That's the video. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been a bit of a loose one, sort of on the hop on, something a bit different that I've never done before. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you want to see more of this sort of thing. In terms of where I've been at with my channel recently, in case you missed it, my guitar lesson for Stitches by Bolt My Valentine is now on the channel if you want to go and sink your teeth into that one. I did Raising Hell before that. If you want to request which song I'm going to do next for my lesson videos, head on over to my Patreon, sign up there, and you'll be able to submit requests and get a little bit more involved with the channel and its content, and get videos before they go live and all that sort of stuff. So see what's over there, heading over to the Patreon. So there you go, there's that. If you've got any requests in terms of you want to see me playing these strings a little bit more for you guys or whatever, just let me know down below. Or like I said, you can go on the Patreon and send like direct messages and stuff like that on there. Also, another great way to keep up with the channel and what's going to be going on with it is Instagram. So come follow me over on Instagram. That's where I put most of my sort of updates and stuff like that, so you can see what's coming next. Like I said, if you're wondering what's going on with the Lost Cause at the minute, yes, we've got stuff in the pipeline coming really, really soon. Unfortunately, with being in a band, it is the long game with a lot of getting stuff recorded properly and stuff, but we want the stuff to, you know, sound good and look good when it's released, right? You know, so unfortunately, these things just take that extra bit of time, but in the experience so far, we believe it's 100% worth it. So all in all, guys, let me know how you're doing down below in the comments as well. I love hearing from you guys. I hope you're all doing really well wherever you are in the world right now. It's a pretty scary time to be alive and a lot of scary stuff happening. I won't go into details because we already know what's going on in the world. You've come onto this channel for a bit of escapism, so you don't need me chatting about it. But I'd be ignorant not to flag it up. So I really hope wherever you are, whatever's going on, you know, even if you've just watched this video to the end, you're going through the mill and going through some tough times and stuff like that. I hope this has given you a little bit of peace of mind and a bit of escapism, just even for this 20 minutes, whatever it's been. So there you go, guys. That's the video. Let me know what you thought down in the comments down below. It's been a bit of a loose one, but I've enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. And I guess until the next time, be well, stay healthy, and I will see you guys in the next video. I'm out, guys. Peace.